Alright, welcome back to ESA Corona Relief. Still raising money for Save the Children. Coming next is Super Metroid, played by FreyasSpirit. And it's gonna be pretty hype. First of all, I want to mention there's a bit more going on. I mean, you know the drill. Kill, save the animals. Currently, Kill the Animals is actually losing with $220, and Save the Animals is in the lead with $610. People, as I said before, this is a speedrun marathon. We need to do something about that. And with that, I'm gonna give it on to FreyasSpirit. Freya, it's all yours.
Hello and welcome to Super Metroid Any%. This is an amazing run, the most competitive category for the game, a classic speed game with a classic incentive, save and kill the animals, and let's go! So to start off, we're going to be going through a series. We're going to try and get through this as fast as possible, and then we'll be taking 5 hits from Ridley's tail to get us below 38 HP to trigger a cutscene. The other option is to shoot at Ridley 100 times, but that's slow, so we don't want to do that. So we are going to try to get Ridley sort of 7 hits from the tail, and then Ridley will be blowing up Ceres Station. And the 5th hit from Ridley's tail is a bit tricky to do optimally, because Ridley's up in the air. And the tail moves around like that, so the place for the tail fit for the 5th tail hit is actually in a different spot every time. So there's an in-game timer for the Ceres escape. And the goal here, as always, is to get a better time than TaskBot. So let's see if we can pull this off. So you see us waving our arms around wildly, and every time we do that, that's called an arm pump, and that will actually push us forward a pixel. So we're doing that to go faster. We're going to try and get a damage boost from a tile here, and we are successful. And that is over a second in-game time faster than TaskBot. We are very happy with that time. And next we're going to go onto the planet, where we'll be running through the game as fast as possible. So one of the first techniques that you're going to see in the 2nd and 3rd room on planet is called a moonfall. By using moonwalk and falling in a very particular pattern, where you jump up, go upwards, hold jump for 1 frame only, or do an RTA equivalent, or do an RTA button combination to make that easier, we will get uncapped fall speed. So in the 1st room, in the 2nd room on planet, it will save about 15 frames, and in the 2nd room on planet, it will save about 4 seconds. And you will very visibly see that we have uncapped falling speed. So let's go and show this off. Fortunately, we missed that, so no uncapped fall speed for us there. But we definitely want this uncapped fall speed. And you can see just how fast we're falling there, and the graphics even mess up when you're falling more than 1 tile per frame. So chat, as we pick up this next item, we are going to need your help in telling us what item this is. Orb! Being in the room at GDQ during the Celeste run, just shouting out Orb, was one of the best experiences we've had at GDQ. It's such a small thing, but so amazing, and since then we've been running on a slightly hacked ROM that replaces Morphin Ball with Orb. So the movement during this segment is really tight. This is a segment that everybody's grinded out a ton. And it's a segment where you can really get better and better and better. And it's just... People learning the game ask, where am I losing time? And the answer is every single room. Against the world record holders, we are losing time in every single room. Against TaskBot, against Tas, the world record holders are losing time in every single run. So coming up, this is a climb. We're going to be doing the ledge grab climb where we jump from platform to platform. So exiting spin jump actually expands our hitbox, which allows us to snap right to the ledge. And that's what makes this possible. And we're going to be doing that basically every jump. So that is one of the very core movement techniques in this game. And we're going to be heading up next towards Bomb Torizo. Yeah. And we're going to be aiming to get 15 beam shots into Bomb Torizo and then 5 missiles. So to start off this fight, we are going to be lining ourselves up in the right pixel, using Moonwalk to position ourselves, and the BT will jump back immediately, which saves a little bit of time. And that is Bomb Torizo. And we're exiting with full missiles, which is very good. We always want to exit this with full drop, with full health and full missiles, because there are some missile drops that we do want later. So next up is Alcatraz Escape, a very classic trick, something that a lot of new runners work on. The trick to Alcatraz is that after the last wall jump, you'll need to hit down. You only need to hit down once to morph. That is the trick to Alcatraz. Unfortunately, we didn't kill the second waver, so we're just going to jump over it. Definitely the easiest way to guarantee that we pick up the missile drop. So we're just shooting these pirates. Shooting the pirates actually makes them put up their claw, which extends their hitbox forward, which makes us get hit a little bit earlier, which actually saves about 6 frames throughout the entire run. One of the most fun time saves in the game for us. The next trick we have coming up is called a Mockball, or Fast Morph Ball. Normally you need Speed Booster to get through the next room, but we're going to dive under the gates in Morph Ball, and just get past the gates, so we can get early supers and skip Spore Spawn. Definitely one of the most important tricks to learn when you're first learning the game. Not a hard trick, but one that's important to master, because it's one of the core movement techniques of the game. Coming up, we're going to lay bombs in a very specific pattern to farm the Rio without losing any time. Only a small health, unfortunately, but we'll take what we can get. Next up is going to be a down back right here. You hit down and back, and you just squeeze right through those platforms. You'll notice that we're about 5 or 6 pixels away from the missiles. If you're in spin jump and you hit the opposite direction, you'll enter the wall jump pose, and you can actually pick up the missiles from up to 7 pixels away. So now we have a charge beam. And the next one, the Green Hill Zone. That is where you're going to see you move faster horizontally when you're in spin jump versus not. So we're going to stay in spin jump as long as possible to clear the platform before we morph. So now the world record route goes up to Phantoon first. We're going to go to Kraid first, because that's a much more marathon safe run. And one that almost every runner starts with. So we haven't talked about damage boosts yet, but if you hold jump and backwards while you're taking damage, you will actually go flying across the screen. It's wonderful. Next up, we have the Kraid Quick Entry. We're going to shoot out all 3 blocks of supers and just try to jump across. Had to do an extra wall jump, but got it. So coming up, the next major trick is going to be the Kraid quick kill. And for the Kraid quick kill, we are going to be shooting 2 supers and then 2 missiles and then 3 supers. And if all goes well, that will kill Kraid. Another damage boost. So we're going to start with a bomb setup. This will get us the exact right X position that we want, and that was actually created for Ponk's blindfolded run. So it's a beautiful example of something starting in a blindfolded run, making its way into a normal any % runs. And even the world record does that. Ooh. Unfortunate. This is about 15 seconds time loss, but it happens. We were a little bit slow on the second super. We got a very, very nice cleanup afterwards. And that's just something which happens. Even people who are on world record pace can occasionally miss that. So nothing is ever free in Super Metroid. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be picking up an E-Tank. Kraid E-Tank. And that is a wonderful safety for marathon runs. And that will allow us to talk much more and not have to be terrified of dying. So something we always like to pick up when we're trying to do commentary while running. So one of the next tricks that's coming up is going to be the Mockball. The Mockball out of Kraid's lair. So we're going to shoot a super and then just Mockball. And hopefully we can nail this. Nope, unfortunate. So in the next room, the business center, we're going to try to fall all the way to the ground without getting hit, without bonking any platforms. Falling is incredibly difficult and technical in this game, and this is one of the rooms that really shows that off. This is a very input heavy fall. And we even pulled it off. We're going to shoot before doing a quick drop here, and we're going to try to do a fast kill on this Nova. One of our favorite tricks in the game. Close enough. And with this, we can get our high jump boots. These high jump boots will be carrying us through the rest of the game. Probably the single best movement item in the game. So important. And now that we have these, we are going to be make our way to Bubble Mountain, where we are going to be picking up our Speed Booster and Wave. That is our next objective here. We're going to be going through our first set of heated rooms, which doesn't matter because we have Varia, but in reverse boss order, like these should be the first hell runs that you do. Very solid room. Very, very solid room. So this cathedral is a really awkwardly shaped room, which makes the speed tech for it actually really wonderful. Because like just awkwardly shaped rooms make for really, really, really interesting rooms to go through quickly. Because you have to be really creative. So normally, to get to Speed Booster and Wave, you'd have to go all the way around. But we're just going to do wall jumps up Bubble Mountain. Hope that we don't get sniped by King Kak. That was a perfect Bubble Mountain. Feels so good. This is an okay super count. We're not thrilled about it, but we'll take it. Super missile drops is actually one of the bits of RNG that exists in the game that's mostly hidden to viewers. It occasionally comes up, but something that definitely takes some noticing. So now we have Speed Boosters, so we can go fast. The other very important movement item in the game. Ooh, we have 4 supers now. That is amazing. That is everything we could have asked for from that farm. We got 5 tries at a 20% drop and got 3 of them. So this room, the double chamber, is incredibly dangerous. These platforms are incredibly trolly. And we successfully got across without falling. That always feels good. It is never, never free. And here we have our wave beam. So with this, we will be making our way straight up to Phantoon to grab our gravity suit. Quick jump to get out of this one. And we're going to be shooting the door open from below with wave. The extra E-tank means that we have all the health in the world for this segment. Big health is wonderful too. So yeah, this health and ammo situation is really, really good. Normally we'd be farming the 3 Novas on our way out of Norfair, but with this health and ammo, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. This is amazing health and ammo. So in a few rooms, we're gonna use a trick called stop on a dime to stop at the very start of the room, so we can have as much run speed as possible going into the room. So the room right after the tube, we're gonna be stopping holding L to stop immediately, so we can just have maximum run speed going to the next room. Like so. We're going to be doing another damage boost off the bats. And the red tower. So the red tower in vanilla, you're supposed to grab ice for this, but we're going to be doing a very precise jump at the top of the red tower to skip ice. It's very tricky, so there's about a 50% chance that we pull it off. If not, we can just go for a backup, but let's see what we can do here. Ooh, the jump was good, the shot wasn't. But we have a nice backup, and we can get up. So most people first learning the game pick up early ice, specifically for that climb of the red tower. It is very tricky, and something that takes a while to master. So now we have our power bombs, and we can just go straight to the wreck ship. Normally you're supposed to grab grapple beam before here, but we're just gonna use shine spark across the moat. Shooting these cacks just like that is such a fun room. So coming up, we're gonna pseudo screw one of the crabs and then lay a power bomb. The second crab farm is actually one of the worst farms in this segment, so we want to spend as little time as possible farming. So this is a really, really cool optimization. And now we're just gonna shine spark across the moat. Unfortunate. And then one more shine spark to get across the ocean, and then we will be in the wreck ship. One more shine spark across the ocean, and we will be in the wreck ship. Fortunately, we grabbed the extra E-tank, so we have all the health in the world. So we're going to be attempting what is known as an X Factor on Phantoon. Where all 4 particles will be coming together. Where we're going to spawn 4 particles by having power bomb selected with wave. We're going to try and hit Phantoon with all 4 of them. Maybe a 50% chance that we actually pull this off, but this is what we're gonna try. And now would be a great time for some donations if you have any.
Well, first of all, I would like to mention that what you're doing right now is absolutely insane. The movement is so tight, and it's really just eye candy at this point. And beside that, I just want to say I'm a little bit disappointed because Safety Animals is still in the lead. Can we change that, please?
So we always hope for a tie between Save and Kill the Animals. So let's go for the tie.
I mean, currently, Save the Animals is at $610 and Kill the Animals is at $220, so we have a bit to catch up on.
So what happened there was just a pretty big mistake. We accidentally shot Phantoon with a super rather than a regular missile. And that enraged Phantoon. So we're gonna try and clean this up with see if we can clean this up with a 3-round with missiles and Dopplers. This is known as Dopplering, where you run towards Phantoon, so you can hit Phantoon with more missiles than you normally would be able to. It looks like we should be able to get a solid 3-round. Phantoon really not playing nice with these patterns. So Phantoon can open its eye after 1, 5, or 11 seconds, known as a fast, mid, or slow. And you always want fast. You always want fast. There's somewhere between a 5 and 10% chance of fast. So in world records attempts, a run is you never really have a run until after Phantoon. So we're gonna shoot these blocks out in a very specific pattern to avoid having to do a bomb jump. And let's see if we can pull it off. This is a really awesome trick. We intentionally avoid shooting out one of the shot blocks, and that just lets it get up straight like that. Beautiful trick. And our resources are looking amazing. And in the attic, we're going to be doing another Shrine Spark to kill everything. The Attic Spark. It's a really pretty looking tech. Something which looks super impressive, but is actually really easy to do. It's so fast, it looks so impressive. But it's a trick that you can do when you're first learning the game. So if you're just looking for swag to impress friends with, that is a good one to do. 2% power bomb drop there. We'll take it. And we're gonna be sparking across bowling. This looks like we have a good spark. And we do. Let's go. And now is a 30-second cutscene and another great time for donations.
I just want to say that currently we're raising money for Save the Children, which is an organization to obviously protect children from everywhere around the world, but especially in these specific times of Corona going on. A lot of children are in more danger than ever before. Cumulatively, for $150, we can provide, Save the Children can provide 75 face masks to protect health workers on the front lines. So if you just count a little bit, that's $2 a mask. That's nothing. Come on, guys, you can do it. Help those children, help those health workers, and do it for them.
Thank you everybody so much for your donations for this amazing cause. And thank you to the organizers, thank you to everybody volunteering for this event to help make it happen. It's always wonderful to see the community come together to help charities like this and help people.
Yeah, I fully agree on that. It's these events are always kind of magical to me.
So we're going to be farming these 2 cacks for a little bit extra health, just for safety. Not strictly necessary, but it's a marathon run. We'd rather not die. That was another example of how falling is incredibly tricky in this game. We were trying to not bonk the platform, but accidentally did. More bat damage boosts. And now we'll be headed directly into Meridia. We'll be killing Botwoon, killing Draygon, grabbing Plasma, and heading straight to, and then dipping. So there's one specific tile in the top left of the tube, which causes it to break. So when the power bomb touches that specific tile, that is when the tube is going to break. So the space pirates messed up. All they had to do to make the tube not be blown up like that was to just not create a weak point, but they couldn't help themselves. So coming up is Botwoon, we're going to be spawning another X Factor by having Power Bomb selected, Power Bomb's charge and wave, and charging the shot for 2 seconds. And this time we're going to try and make all 4 particles hit Botwoon as Botwoon spawns. Very nice. That made us really glad that we took all those safeties. We took at least a double hit from Botwoon. Which is our mistake. We should have taken a hit from Botwoon a little bit earlier, which would have made a double hit much less likely. But you can't get double hit, you can't get triple hit. We discovered that when we lost a PV, when we lost a minus 30 PV pace run to that. The Super Metroid finds new and exciting ways to kill you all the time. And there we go, the full halfie. That's something which we had maybe a 50% chance of pulling off, so we're super happy that we pulled it off. And this super count is actually amazing. So we did a little hop before the door. One thing we didn't talk about was door transitions. We always want... every door needs to center before you go through, before the door transition starts. So you always want to, so you have to memorize which doors lead to bad door transitions and what height to jump through them and stuff. So here we're gonna kill Draygon with an X Factor and 3 Shine Sparks if everything goes right. Good. 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 Let's go! Let's absolutely go. That was amazing. That was an amazing, amazing fight. Okay, so that actually might have been our second best gravity to Draygon time ever. We are incredibly happy with that. That was really, really close to a perfect segment. And that is no doubt going to be the single best segment of this run. So we are incredibly happy with that.
Should we celebrate that with a donation?
Yes.
Alright, we have $10 from Brandon Rush saying, thanks for putting effort into everything regarding COVID-19. Best of luck on the run, Freya. And they put their donation towards save the animal. I think you misspelled kill the animals there. Either way, thank you. Thank you very much for that donation. This means save the animals is actually gaining a bigger lead on kill the animals. So.
Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for the luck. So our health doesn't matter in this segment because we are going to be grabbing a health refill before lower Norfair. Something we always like to do in marathon runs. Something which probably actually saves time on average because it allows us to be much more aggressive in lower Norfair and not have to worry about dying. In a marathon run, it allows us to commentate without having to worry about dying, which is always really nice. So this power bomb is going to hit the 2 wall pirates once, but it will not hit the standing pirates because they are immune to plasma beam. Sorry, they're immune to power bombs. So this room is awkward because you have to kill enemies on the left and the right and go back up. So left, right, left is going to be the tech here. And that was a really solid plasma room. It's the rooms which are awkwardly shaped, force you to go left and right, force you to be creative. Rooms with so many options are some of our favorite rooms in the game. It's just the amount of tech that people have come up with for them is amazing. So coming up at the bottom of the toilet bowl, we are going to be charging a shot and getting as much run speed as possible to get through the next room. The charge beam will kill the Avir, because if you don't kill it, it can shoot you sometimes, and that makes the room RNG. And who wants RNG in a speedrun? Okay, that is actually really awesome. We are full power bombs. So we are also full missiles. A minor detail that's really, really important. Being full missiles means that we are going to get 50% more health drops from Ridley. If you're at full missiles, then missile drops will become health drops. So we always are hoping for full missiles leaving Meridia, just for the extra health from Ridley. Really, really, really important tiny thing. So now we're going to be grabbing Ice, our final upgrade of the game. We do not actually need that super. We'll have plenty of opportunities to get supers. That is a really tricky space jump to get, so it doesn't surprise us that we missed it. It happens. And there are 2 routes here, northern and southern. We are going to be taking southern for the health refill. So you cannot arm pump while running down slopes, and so we have to be very careful not to arm pump while running down these slopes. Otherwise, we could just fall off and lose all of our run speed, which you never really want to happen. And with that, we're going to be headed straight to Lower Norfair. Take on Ridley. The last of the 4 main bosses. Lower Norfair is a really, really fun segment in the game. With Plasma Beam, we can just blast through everything. After the wide and open Meridia, we get a very linear, very heck you, I want to kill you segment of the game. With the best music in the game. So we're going to charge up a plasma shot, as we're leaving the room. Kill these 2 pirates for lag reduction. That does not feel good at all. Okay, we're really amazed that that Shine Spark worked. So here we're gonna make the pirate stick its hand forward again to hit it exactly once with plasma so we can freeze it without killing it. That tech right there is a beautiful abuse. And that's why we took the health refill. Our health is still perfectly fine because we took the health refill, so nothing to worry about. In this room, we're going to kill 2 of the key hunters for lag reduction. The 2 power bombs that we're going to lay at the end of the room. And we get a nice, we get a big health drop. We'll totally take that. So one of the properties of plasma is that you can shoot enemies, and while they're taking damage, you can just run right through them while they have their iframes. And we're gonna take full advantage of this in this room. Flip through that platform. And now we just gotta kill these two pirates. Another really fun room. So here's a trick called Powerhouse. We're gonna try and keep momentum through the next room, and we succeeded. Really, really awesome trick. So you saw that we took damage. So we're gonna try and shoot the 20 plasma shots, 20 charge shots will kill Ridley. We're gonna try and hit Ridley as early as possible with the first one. And unfortunately, we're busy commentating. Completely lost track of how many times we've hit the Ridley. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a dead Ridley. Had Ridley pick us up on the right X pixel, which allowed us to do the Ridley quick kill. And you can see just how much health we got because we were at full missiles. So now we're gonna have a very, very, very relaxed Ellen escape. Bit too much run speed. It happens. So we're gonna get ourselves stuck in a specific way, and then clip through the ceiling here, and then try and get a speedball out of here. We're gonna see if we can actually pull that off. Nope. Unfortunately, we paused for a little bit too long there, but we were really, really close to getting it, and that feels so good. Here we're gonna use Plasma again to hitbox to the key hunters. We're gonna see if we can get through here without taking any damage. Just like that. Wow. That works so rarely when you're dealing with key hunters like that. When you're trying to clip through key hunters in the air rather than on the ground. So we're incredibly, incredibly happy that that worked. So in this next room, 3 Musketeers, there's 3 Key Hunters, and we're gonna go for the triple. We're gonna try to take out both of them with two charge shots. And we got the triple. That is an amazing, amazing strat. Allows you to get through the room, get a couple farms, not take any damage at all. It's so good. Shoutouts to Jack for finding that. So we're gonna try and kill as much as we can in this room for lag reduction for the power bomb. That was a very successful lag reduction. So with this, we're gonna be headed straight into Torian. So now is another great time for a blurb or donation if you have any.
Yeah, definitely. We got a $5 donation from Martian Angel, saying another donation towards this great cause. Good luck, FreyasSpirit, on this run. They're doing a great job. This one goes to kill the animals to even the odds a little bit. And I support that. I know currently the difference is $395, and that sounds like a lot, but I know with a lot of small donations, we can actually surpass that easily. So take the example of Martian Angel and make it happen.
Yeah, let's get some donations, and then we can kill the animals. Let's see if we got this. Not quite what we expected, but close enough. So space jump. Keep
Go
going.
ahead. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that we're gonna close off the bit where pretty soon-ish at this point. So make sure don't wait too long if you want to kill the animal.
So space jump works really wonderfully underwater. Wow, we have full supers. Space jump basically works the way that you'd expect it to. Outside of water, space jump you have to be falling for at least about 25 frames before you can space jump. So the window is a really, really awkward item, and we would say it's the worst item in the game, just because it's really hard to use. And even the world record for this route, there are even more world records for this route which have missed space jumps and just fallen, because it's such an awkward item to use. So we have a ton of health. The most dangerous segment for us is the first Metroid room, because we're going to let the Metroids grab onto us so we can group them. And we can always... And we've made mistakes many times where we just died there. A power bomb. Fascinating. That's probably a really rare drop. Not useful for us, but a really rare drop. And here we are, with 30 seconds of waiting for statues to explode. The waiting game, as world record splits have called it in the past, from Behemoth. So, in Torian, we're going to go through 4 Metroid rooms first. We're not going to be talking much, but in them. The first room, we're going to group them all. We're going to kill the first one and then group the remaining 3. In the second one, we're just going to group them. And the third one goes by incredibly, incredibly quickly. The Metroid rooms are incredibly, incredibly technical. And one of the best rooms in practice, from Static 9, had about 400 APM through these 4 rooms. So they require a ton of inputs, and there's basically an unlimited skill ceiling for them. Entering with full supers is amazing. So many world records attempts have ended because Metroid super drops. Because the world record is at a point where there's a lot of Metroid drop RNG. We exited with full missiles, full supers. That's exactly where we want to be. And the next trip coming up is a baby skip. We're really glad that we got that extra E-tank, because we took an extra hit, because we took a bunch of extra damage there. Which is just something that happens. So we're going to be trying to not get grabbed by the baby and not get drained down to 1 HP. Nice and safe baby skip, and nailed it. So coming up next is Zebetite skip. This is a really, really important trick for the run, because we'd have to pick up a ton of extra ammo if that wasn't possible. So we're gonna freeze the Rinka, get stuck into it, and then just clip to the platform. Like so. So the turrets here can snipe some of our ammo. They did not this time. But in world record attempts where you're missing that extra missile pack, if turrets eat a single missile, then you lose, and you're on world record pace, your run is just dead. And world records have died here. So 20 charge shots will do it for Mother Brain 2. And all we have to do is just... This time we have to actually do have to count. So, after the 16th shot, Mother Brain will start shooting her catch-up beam, the red one, and it does 100 damage, and it can triple hit you. So if we get unlucky with a hit there, that could be a one-hit KO. So it's really, really, really important to pay attention to that. And at the end of this cutscene, we are going to need this is a long cutscene, a sad moment in video game history, and a great time to read a blurb or donations. And at the end of this cutscene, when the baby is dying, we will need to call on Saber Kill the Animals.
Yeah, so basically this is the perfect time to snipe if you want to kill the animals. Save the Animals is still in the lead with $620, I believe. I'm gonna check that really. Yeah, with $620, and Kill the Animals is behind with $225. I'd like to thank everyone who is watching, donating, or participating in this event in whatever way possible, because without any of you this wouldn't have been possible, and it's just great to run events like this.
It's so wonderful to be able to participate in events in this, and so many people are working behind the scenes. The host, the restreamer, the organizers, the people in the games committee. Everybody puts in a ton of work to make this possible, and all for an amazing cause. So thank you so much to everybody. And at the end of this fight, we will need to... And at the end of this fight, it looks like we will be saving the animals. That was almost a perfect Mother Brain 3 for us. We missed one shot, so I had to do an extra round, but that was really close to perfect. So, life pro tip: if you like your planet, then do not let Samus onto it, because Samus will blow it up. Every space station, every planet that Samus touches ends up blowing up. So the next escape room has a beautiful entrance to the room, where we're gonna wall jump up the left, and then ledge grab. Another amazing trick, and definitely our favorite trick of the entire escape.
Yes, and just to confirm quickly, we will indeed save the animals today.
There was a nice behemoth spark. It's risky for us to go for it because we're not consistent with it, but it's swag when we can pull it off. And we will be saving the animals. So to optimally save the animals, we want to shine spark out of there. So let's do that. Very, very solid to save the animals. And almost time. And time. That was a really, really good run, especially the middle game. It was a bit of a rough start, but the second half of the run went amazingly, and we are so happy with it. So thank you for having us. This was such a great time.
Well, thank you for running this on ESA Corona Relief. This has been an amazing run. I recently got into combo rando with Super Metroid Link to the Past myself, and I mean I'm learning, but the movement you pull off is just absolutely insane. It's such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, the movement is so good. It feels so good to execute. Even when you miss it, it still feels good to get a backup. Because this is the sort of game where when you played it for over 1,000 hours, you have a backup for a backup for a backup for every single room, and you just have it all mapped out in your head and know how to react. And it feels so good to run every time. It feels so good to show off. It feels so good to be playing for such an amazing cause. And yeah, do you want to wait for the credits for the Deer Force?
I think we should look at tag if that's possible. I don't know for sure. But either way, yeah, I can imagine that it's like super satisfying if you can pull off tricks like that, and even with the backup, like hours and hours of play, that you can perfect it, or even when it goes wrong, that you still can do a really, really good job at it. So yeah, once again, well, you know what? We're gonna wait for Deer Force, and I'm gonna just talk through it, just to close it off a little bit, because don't go away yet, people. We have Big John coming up. The real Big John, and he's gonna play probably one of my favorite childhood games back in the day, Super Mario Land 2 DX, the 6 golden coins. You don't want to miss that.
We played that game so much as a kid, and we are definitely looking forward to the run. Always a game we love to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the experience, definitely. And I think the Deer Force is almost coming up, right?
Should be almost coming up.
Yeah, I think after the Deer Force, we're gonna cut it out and then go to an intermission. But yeah, once again, FreyasSpirit, thanks for running this. Thanks for showcasing this. This was an amazing run, and yeah, have fun with the rest of the marathon, and good luck
so much.
In the future.
So chat, get your Deer Forces ready. We are almost there. We are almost there. Deer Force! Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, and with that, we close it off, go to intermission, and see you all after it. This was a blast. This was truly a blast.